Alright, this is Phoebus again. We're taking another look at emulators. Just giving you sort of a basic overview, very basic overview of some of the emulators that are out there today, and give you an idea of how they play and what to expect. That way, if you decide to play emulators, you'll sort of have a good idea as to what's going on. ePSXe is a PlayStation emulator. The latest release was 1.6.0. And this emulator is very much like the other PlayStation emulator I just looked at, PSX. It does pretty accurately emulate PlayStation, but this emulator has a different design philosophy. This emulator, for one, is much older than PSX was, and number two is that it's based around a core design that has plugins for the different features. So not only do you get the PlayStation BIOS and you get the the game ISOs or the games themselves, in the tray, but you also have to configure it quite a bit with different plugins for graphics and audio and CD-ROM drives and whatever. So let's go ahead and just take a look briefly at the emulator. This is the main window that pops up, and you can configure it with a wizard, and that usually comes up the very first time you start it. And you select the BIOS and all the other options. You just make your memory cards and video plugins. You usually get a decent list. POPs, PETs, OpenGL, and on the configuration page for each of those is quite a lengthy list of options. And not only do you get to choose the window sizes and modes, you can use filters such as this stretching smoothing filter, which is really great, and dithering filters. You get better control over FPS. You get some extra features here. You can go for quality. And you can actually produce an image that is much better than the standard PlayStation image, which is really good. And let's just take a quick look see here. CD-ROM configuration. Also, you'll notice a lot of support for a lot of different drives. And so in the end, you get a very well thought out emulator. And it really depends on the quality of the plugins you get and the quality of the system you have. So once you get all those things put together and you get it properly configured, you should have a pretty good experience. But let's go ahead and take a look at a game. And I've been playing Dragon Warrior VII on this for the last maybe about a week or so. So let's get all this into the frame here. All right, and we should be able to witness Dragon Warrior VII, which is a pretty good game so far. I was kind of surprised. I thought that it would be poor quality or something, but I sat down and played it, and you're kind of liking it, even though it's sort of a standard RPG, so you sort of have those elements. But without going into it too much detail, you basically have to. Your main quest is broken up into recovering portions of the lost world, and it's pretty cool the way they sort of integrated that, and they threw a little time travel in it just to make it even more thorough. So let's go ahead and start a game, or continue our saved game. All right, and I'm like level 10 or something. I'm not very far into the game, or level 8. Alright. And this is my party. There's a little guy at the end is not really one of my party members. And these people were all turned into animals. So that is supposed to be a person, and all of the animals were turned into people. So like this guy over here, this fat guy that I'm looking at, that guy is a dog or something. So none of this really makes any sense, but alright, let's just go out and do some stuff. Alright, standard. This game is sort of a standard 2D adventure quest, and while you can't rotate the camera while you're outside, when you're inside you get a great degree of camera rotation, and of course you get your standard walkabout turn-based fight, which, they get tedious after a while. But, this game does a really good job of keeping you away from the tedium of that. the whole first section of the game has absolutely no fights at all. And you get pretty decent sections broken up to where you're performing activities that don't really require any fighting. Like the last major section I did was a little quest with people in a town, and they were all turned to stone. No boss battles, no random fights. Just sort of walked around a town and stared at people turned into statues. So I mean, it breaks up the monotony a bit, which is pretty cool. And this game was produced probably, I know it was in 2000s or something. I don't know. I remember what year exactly, but it was one. It's second to the most recent one. Actually, Dragon Quest VIII was pretty was a thing I was playing on PCSX 2. You'll notice on that review. But oh, White Wolf. There's a wolf here. It's too much story. I am not even going to get into why there's a wolf here. There's a wolf here though. But you'll notice on the PCSX 2 review, I was playing Dragon Warrior VIII on that, because I was just for the hell of it. You know, just for the hell of it. Might as well just be like, well, if I'm going to play some Dragon Warrior, let's go back and play all the other ones first, and then finish the 8. And then number 9 will come out on the Nintendo DS, which will be really nice. Alright, so random turn-based encounters. You will notice the screen probably looks a little bit better than, a little bit more artistic than it would have in the original presentation, because the graphics have a new filter on them that, you know, so it's always nice to make a game look better than it otherwise would. And that's one of the main reasons I like this over the straightforward PCSX, although both are good, and whichever one you can get to play the best is the one you would want to use. And one of my guys is going to die. If he dies, that's it. You know, and I actually don't really have a benchmark for quitting the video, so I might as well just quit it here. You know, just after you get to see, well, there. I beat a battle. That's actually sufficient. So, oh, I leveled up too. I got to level up. And of course, this game does have, you know, this emulator, just like every other emulator on the face of the planet, has save states. So instead of having to go back to the town and saving, I'll just save right inside this dungeon and continue it later. Jesus, that fucked up my people. I need to level up. Yeah, more number crunching. But, you know what? I haven't really felt the need to really level up in any part of the game yet. And I've probably played for like, what, 5 or 6 hours. So, alright. Good game and good emulator. So give it a try, and I'll see you around again soon.